How's it going, everybody? Andy McCullough still with the Kansas City Star. Sam Mellinger also still with the Kansas City Star here for a special emergency Alex Gordon related edition of SportsBeat KC, the Star's podcast. And Sam, we told you so. We told you all along that he was coming back. We wrote it hard, and you're welcome, people of Kansas City, for listening.
Yeah, you know what I got tired of this last month or two? Is after every time we were like, people, Alex Gordon is going to re-sign with the Royals. Over and over and over we said this, and nobody was believing us.
We kept saying, look, that market that everyone else in baseball says is going to be there waiting for him, it's never going to materialize. And that amount of money that the Royals have never given out before and have made no indication that they're willing to do it based on minimal negotiations for 2 years – right. They're going to give it out, and you're all fools for not believing us.
And the other thing is the just abject and widespread pessimism within the Royals organization about their chances of signing Alex Gordon, just posturing.
Mm-hmm. We never believed it. We never believed
transparent
it.
Posturing.
We didn't believe it when they said
for a second.
4 for $60 was too expensive. We didn't believe it when they said Paulo Orlando could be our everyday left fielder. We didn't believe it when at Kauffman Stadium they started selling Brett Eibner jerseys.
and Alex Gordon jerseys on like half sale or whatever. Like
when they had the bonfire to burn all the number 4 jerseys and called him a traitor.
Right.
We didn't believe it. We told you. Oh man. We could just do a whole podcast like this.
So like I don't know what you like on the way yesterday to the stadium for that press conference. I started like thinking like, what did we miss? You know what I mean? And the main thing is nothing. Like when people tell you over and over and over again that it's not going to happen, or that they like the most optimistic. You talked to more people about this, I think, than I did. But like the most optimistic that I heard anybody who. And I should qualify that anybody who I think like has some information about what's going on was like, could happen, which is kind of what you say after you buy a lottery ticket, you know?
Yeah.
It could happen.
The most optimistic I heard, I think, up until, and again, I was sort of off the grid for a couple weeks when, I guess inconveniently, like sort of the things changed.
Yeah.
And I wasn't actually like talking to people. This was during my vacation when a lot of this happened. But, you know, just conversations with people, the optimism would be, you know, we're not giving up hope, and we're going to stay in contact with him. But if another team, you know, if another team really wants him, it's going to be hard for us to compete.
Right.
And that's because that's the truth. I mean, Alex Gordon didn't take a hometown discount.
Right.
This was the market.
Yeah.
And it's a credit to the Royals that, unlike in years past when they'd been really aggressive with like a Jason Vargas, you know, or something like that, where they found themselves in a situation where Irvin Santana was still sitting around in March and they couldn't afford him, or like James Shields last year was still sitting around in you know this time last year and they couldn't afford him. They were going to wait. They were not going to spend a dime, I don't think, until Alex Gordon signed somewhere. And so they were in a position to get creative and backload the deal. And, you know, in 2018, when Ned's retired and Dayton's running the Braves, they'll be, you know, enjoying this.
Like and this is complete hindsight BS stuff, but like in retrospect, in hindsight, they did get a couple good breaks. They had good planning, but they also got a couple good breaks in that Jason Hayward went to the Cubs.
Yes.
Which was a team that might have given Alex that 5-year 90 or 5-year 100 or whatever. And they also were fortunate, I guess is the word, in that there was a pretty good inventory of other corner outfielders out there. So the market, and again, this is all hindsight, and if we knew it then, we would have written it differently or maybe thought about it differently. But, you know, there were some factors to keep Alex's you know, to keep his price down, and also, I mean, obviously, like he feels a tie to Kansas City.
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't, like you said, he didn't take, you know, the big hometown discount. But if you know, if these were the Royals of 10 years ago or whatever, like guys would take the opposite of a hometown discount. Right. They would take less money to leave. So there were a lot of good factors going in the direction that made this happen.
Yeah, and I think the Hayward thing is the one that's the biggest, because obviously if Hayward signs with the Cardinals and takes more money, I think the Cardinals offered more money, right?
Yeah, or at least close. Or
whatever, or something like that. Yeah. Or the Nationals, if anyone wanted to play for the Nationals, for example. Right. If Ben Zobrist took more money to go to the Nationals, for example, like you could see the Cubs being maybe more active on Gordon. If two very under the radar things: Colby Rasmus taking taking the qualifying offer
surprised a lot of people.
Surprised a ton of people, and ties up a good chunk of Astros payroll and a corner in the Astros outfield. The Astros really liked Alex Gordon. Matt Wieters taking a qualifying offer, tying up some money with the Orioles. There was another one I forget. The Angels deciding not to spend.
That was weird. I don't know what, because they don't have money, I guess.
But they do. But the Angels are I think, it's a team kind of in transition with a new GM that's trying to win now. So they're kind of looking like they're doing a little bit on the cheap. But if here's the thing, if the Angels offered Alex Gordon, and they may have done this, if the Angels offered Alex Gordon 4 for $72, in the first week of December, he's not signing that. Why would he? That's not what his market's supposed to be. But the Royals, Dayton Moore says it all the time: supply and demand, supply and demand, supply and demand. And there was a high amount of supply, and as the winter went on, that number really didn't change, and more teams just dropped off the big spending sort of radar, and the Royals were left with some money. And
the other thing. So again, he didn't really take a hometown discount because that market never came to fruition. But the thing that he did that was very club friendly was allow them to backload the contract like they did and structure the contract like they did. And I know that's a fairly common thing. Players don't really care.
Yeah, I don't view that as
it's all guaranteed.
I don't view that as a sacrifice at all. He's getting that money.
It's something. The AAV, which is what a lot of agents talk about, is slightly less. It's something.
Yeah, it's something. He'll be all right. People are buying him lunch, so he doesn't have to pay for his expenses, anymore.
So it's not as backloaded because he can go to Barley's and get a French dip.
He didn't get a French dip. Is that what he ordered?
No, I just made that up. I like French dips. That's why I said that.
That's why you
French
look like you,
delicious.
and he looks like Alex Gordon.
Well, that's one reason. there are many other reasons.
It's not just the French dip.
Yeah, for our aesthetic differences.
Who do you think could do more sit-ups? Alex Gordon or your entire extended family?
Well, it depends. The entire lifetimes of everybody in my extended family.
And one run of Alex Gordon?
Yeah, and 1 hour of Alex Gordon. A toss-up.
Yeah, just depends. Depends on if
But 2016 is the year where I'm going to get in good shape.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. We all have goals.
Yeah.
He didn't take a hometown discount, though. But if the Royals made this offer to him in spring training, is there any way he signs this?
I don't know. I would think not, but I don't think there's any way to know because that was such a weird thing that there was never any real serious talk between them. And from Alex's side, and Alex is a pretty private guy about this stuff, but except when he's saying that he's not going to take or when he will take a player option, which he quickly
learned.
Yeah, he learned pretty quick. But Alex is a pretty private guy. Just when I'm sure you asked him about it too. When I asked him about it, it was no, just hasn't happened. That's it. And then from the Royals, I just got the feeling though from their side that they didn't get a vibe that he was open to that. That they felt like he wanted to hit free agency.
Free agency is a privilege, so a lot of times you have to overpay.
And he didn't do it the first time. That's an important thing.
Yeah, free agency is a privilege. But he's not he has a great agent. Casey Close is fantastic at what he does. And that's not just not returning phone calls. He's a great agent. He's
part of his focus though.
He's almost as good at not returning phone calls. No, that's just his style. That's fine. Yeah. But he's shown himself to be up there with Scott Boras as one of the best agents, if not the best, in terms of getting contracts that make the players happy, make the teams happy, and also everyone's rich. So it's great. Capitalism. I love it. But I never viewed Gordon as one of these like Ian Desmond turned down like a massive offer from the Nationals a couple years ago, like an extension. But like his argument was like, I wanted that money, but it was under market value, and I owe it to the union to like go get market value. And now he's like gonna get a 1-year contract or something to play with the Padres. That's just an aside of saying like I don't think Alex Gordon is like sort of wired that way. I don't think he really enjoys the business of the game or really finds that to be within his purview. He was not someone who really talked about this situation much, even I think with some of the players who are close to him. But I think from the Royals' perspective, like they're making a choice here, right? Like they're choosing to acknowledge that in a couple years this team is probably going to look radically different, but within this couple years there is a window. I mean, do you look at it that way? I mean, that's kind of what I felt like.
I mean, with or without Alex Gordon, I think the Royals are going to be a pretty good team in 2016. But there was no, people use this term, there was no like replacement that the Royals could go get. If you're going to dip down, and no offense to these guys, but like Denard Span or whatever, like, that's a step down. And that's ignoring all of the, intangible, sort of what Alex means to Kansas City, which, most things, I think those types of things are a little bit overrated, but I do buy into it a little bit more with Alex. So, I mean, you don't get the Royals. Dayton Moore was hired 10 years ago this May, officially took over 10 years ago this June. That's a long time to work to the point where you get this opportunity of, sort of 2000 and however you want to do the math, either 13 or 14 through 17, basically. Mm-hmm. Eric Hosmer was drafted, in 08. Moose was 07. That's, 7, 8, 9 years ago. I mean, that's a long time to be working toward this moment. And, the Royals, and like you said, credit to them, they owed it to themselves to sort of make sure that this got done. Because here's what happened, like if the Royals, because that's more than the Royals wanted to spend, 4 years, $72 million.
Of course.
But my goodness, if he signed with the White Sox for 4 years, $72 million, like
with a backloaded deal,
that's an easy column for the guy at the local paper to write.
There'll be some criticism in the local paper if he signs for those terms.
So credit to them though, because they did some ahead of the game planning a little bit to make sure they wouldn't be in that situation where, like you said, Irvin Santana is still waiting for a deal in. Was it March? I think it was.
He signed in March, and Shields signed like mid-February or something like that, or early February.
Yeah, so they make sure that that they don't get burned like that, and now they have again. I thought we talked about this last summer and especially last fall. The Royals, except for this 2-week period where they were kind of resting guys and preparing for the important part of the season. It was pretty clear they were the most talented, best team in the American League. And, Gordon's a year older or whatever, but I think that's absolutely going to be the case. Again, I love Houston. I love that team is a lot of fun to watch. They play with a lot of energy. They got a lot of talent. But, to maximize, I guess what I'm saying is they owed it to themselves to do this, to keep winning, to maximize this window that they have.
I mean, it's hard to say, like, who's the favorite in the AL right now. Like, Boston could be good, but that, it's hard to say. It's going to be tough to score on the Yankees late.
Yes. You want to get that lead in the fourth.
Yeah. The Blue Jays will bang the ball around, but they kind of showed themselves to be kind of paper tigers, I think. And they've lost their best pitcher. And it's hard to see Donaldson being better than he was. Bautista's a year older, et cetera, et cetera. So, like you probably would say it's the Astros and the Royals.
I think those are the two best teams right now. But there's two things. Like, one, there's a lot of guys that still haven't signed.
That's true.
That's true. And two, nobody knows anything.
Like
on opening day, predictions are pretty worthless.
But we do know.
I mean, they are talented.
We do know this is a team that won 86 games, 89 games, 94 games. Like, I'm not saying they're going to win 97, but
95, right? Wasn't it 95?
What was it, Chris?
95 sounds right.
Whatever.
I think it was 94.
A lot.
I thought it was 94.
They won a lot.
Yeah, they won more than they lost.
Often.
Yeah, they were the best team on the field every night.
That's true.
They had like the second best record in baseball, I thought. No. They would have finished like 4th in the NL Central.
Yeah.
That's a fun division.
I still wanted the Pirates to have a real series, by the way.
The Pirates, well, the Pirates were a really good team.
Yeah.
And they reminded me somewhat of the Royals in that they played defense.
Yep.
You know, they were.
95 wins.
It was 95. Well, you guys better get a new beat writer than the last guy. Couldn't discern his backside from a hole in the ground.
You're out.
I'm out. It was 95.
Yeah.
Good for them. Someone should have voted for Ned Yost for manager of the year. What was I going to say? But you can say pretty reasonably, like, this is a good team.
Yes.
Well, but you know, no one knows anything. But you can
Yeah.
say this is a good team.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to say who's going to be better.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say definitively who we think might be worse. Gordon will probably have a sub 800 OPS, but maybe not. I mean, he was crushing the ball when he got hurt in July. He was their best player when he got hurt. So you know, with an actual offseason, you know, this is a team that apparently won 95 games, and they received like pretty brutal seasons from their number 1 and number 2 starters.
Yeah, and I think you're high on him too. I think Hosmer can be a little bit even more productive
At some point, maybe. I mean, he's a really good player.
He is, but
yeah.
I think there's even more there.
Yeah.
Escobar was terrible at the plate.
Yep.
Sal Perez was not good. Second base was terrible until
September.
they made that trade.
Right.
It's hard to imagine Moustakas being better than he was last year.
Yeah, he's. It's hard to. What did he have? Like a 120 OPS plus or something, or like 118. It's hard
Sounds
to see
about right.
him doing that again. But if he's a good defender at 100, you know, and he hits 15 homers and he gets on base a little bit,
It's a good player. Yeah.
He's not like a liability the way he maybe was in 13 and 14 at times.
I'm done thinking that Wade Davis doesn't have another like alien season in him. I just assume this is what he's going to be until he's 51.
But you know, if Davis, and he's put some mileage on his arm the last couple of years. If Davis, you know, regresses or gets banged up, they've got Herrera, they've got Hochevar, they've got Soria. You could see Danny Duffy in the bullpen. I think there's a lot of people in the organization who feel like he could be a real weapon for them.
I think they'd like him to be in the bullpen.
Some people do. I mean, it's the age-old argument of like, you know, 60 great innings or 200 good ones. The problem is you don't know if you're going to get you've never gotten 200 good ones from him, and you know it's hard to get 200 good ones when you're throwing 4 and a third every time you're out there. So, you know, Ventura. Who knows? You guys figure that one out. I don't know what he's going to do. You know, Volquez will probably regress a little bit. Who else is on the team? Chris Young. Tall, great.
He is tall.
Really, really good competitor. You know, going to be in there.
Hard to imagine him being better than
True,
he was last year.
But you know,
I think he could be that.
Yeah, he had like a
in him.
3.15 ERA.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
it's
was
hard
great.
to see him
He was great.
being worse than that.
Chris Medlin will have a full year.
Yeah, Medlin has been a really good pitcher in the past. Have they done anything else? Dylan G, really nice guy. So there's like, I mean, if theoretically Ventura takes a step forward, you know, and if he pitches like the guy he's pitched like before, then, you know, they're still a good team, and their starting pitching is still probably the weak point of the team, but the strengths have not changed. You know, they still have a great defense. They still have a lights out bullpen. I don't really like any of the teams in the Central.
Right.
You know, Brett Lawrie at second base is going to be an absolute adventure, and not just the 19 times he plays the Royals. You know, Todd Frazier's all right. I'm not crazy about Todd Frazier as a player. He's a little much for me. He'll probably hit 30 home runs.
He's in a good ballpark.
He's in a good ballpark,
for what he does.
The Indians haven't done anything. You know, the Twins will regress, I imagine, and the Tigers.
Always gonna like the Indians. I've decided. Like
You have?
I just feel like in my head, like for whatever reason, they're just the kind of team that I'm gonna like.
Yeah, and then you look up in like September, and they're like a game over 500, and Trevor Bauer's got a 4.75 ERA, and you're like, oh yeah, like we should pay attention to what actually happens on the field, not just xFIP.
Right. And then the Tigers are probably gonna lose Cespedes.
They already traded him, actually, midseason. I don't know if you saw that.
But weren't they right? But weren't they looking?
He's not theirs.
But weren't they looking to re-sign him? Is what I'm saying.
Zobrist is no longer a Royal.
Is that right?
They were trying. I don't know. The Cespedes market has yet to emerge.
Well, nobody's market had emerged.
Did you know
before
Justin
2
Upton
days
is a
ago
free
or
agent? Did you know this? Yeah, I don't know. No one seems to want any of these players.
Yeah,
it's weird
because there's so much money. You would think. I don't know.
I think teams are just trying to skin the cat in different ways.
Yeah.
I think they're looking to be more, and I don't know why teams are trying to be this, because they're all flowing in money,
filthy rich.
But there's teams are being more prudent. They don't want to cripple themselves. I think the easy way to do that is just give opt-outs. It seems like that's a good way to get out of.
God, everybody's got an opt-out.
So the team I'm going to cover,
they love the opt-out.
The Los Angeles Dodgers just signed Scott Kazmir to essentially a 1-year deal if he's good, which actually is awesome. I think like a 1-year contract for Scott Kazmir, like that's great. That's sort of exactly what you're looking for. And so if he's not very good, obviously he won't opt out, and then you're kind of on the hook. But you bet on the player essentially.
Right, but that's the problem with the opt out is, and look, like I'm fully on the players should get the money and all that. But the thing about the opt out is, from the team's point of view, if it turns into a bad contract, you're stuck with it. If it turns into a good contract, you don't get that good contract. You know what I mean? Like the player's only going to not opt out. They're going to act in their own financial interest, right, which is what they should do. But there's no, like when you sign a long-term deal, there's risk on both sides, and the opt-out just really eliminates the risk from the player side. It's brilliant. It's a great deal.
No, it's great for the players, but I think a lot of times they save teams from themselves, though. I think
not really, because then they'd still be on the hook for the money if it's bad money.
Yeah, but when was the last time? When was the last time a guy had an opt out and didn't take it?
I don't know. I'd have to look. But
did you know Alex Gordon had a player option for 2016?
I did. He was gonna, which he was gonna.
He was pretty committed to taking that. Yeah. That time I brought it up and he hadn't thought about it in 2 years, and I wrote it.
How quickly after that story was on the website do you think his phone rang from Casey Close?
I don't know. I wish mine had. I called Casey several times. I wanted him to comment on that story.
Yeah.
But yeah, when was the last time? Like every time a guy's had an opt out, Zach Greinke opted out, CC Sabathia opted out.
I'll tell you this: if Omar Infante had an opt out, he wouldn't opt out.
My
just
favorite,
a gratuitous Omar Infante reference.
My favorite bit of news I procured during the winter meetings was Royals open to moving Omar Infante, which is like, as I said this on Twitter, but it's like saying McCullough open to losing weight. It's like, of course, like, Star open to, receiving $1 billion donation from anonymous suitor,
right.
Like we'll take the money.
Yeah.
I'll lose the weight. Like,
anybody?
If you want.
Yeah, that was fun.
So I'm starting to think maybe Christian Colon will be starting at second base. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
They need more out of second base. Have you heard the theory? What do you think about the theory about Infante that I've heard? I'm sure you've heard about, that getting hit in the face with that pitch is kind of
like 2 years ago?
Yeah, that he just hasn't been. I've heard that people say that he hasn't been the same player since then.
Who knows?
I think it's a little bit of.
Yeah. I
think it's an optimistic diagnosis because it means that he can. When you say that, you're like, if he can get past that, then he's the player that he was 4 years ago.
Right, but he's had 2 years to get. I mean, I don't know. He's a pretty tough player. I think. Like he's in great physical shape. I mean, so it's not like he's put on 40 pounds like he's been here. But he is like sort of low energy. And that's not. I don't think that necessarily like drags people down, but he's not the rah like clapping and going crazy sort of thing.
Especially in that clubhouse, he sticks out a little bit.
He sticks out as a very mellow guy. Yeah, he doesn't exactly fit. He's a grown up too. He's like 33, 34.
Which he sticks out in that clubhouse.
Yeah, because everyone else in that room is 27 and a total goofball.
Right.
And riding around on hoverboards. Or 36 and
Can
riding
we
around
talk
on
about these hoverboards real quick?
Sure.
Like, they're not hoverboards. Like, can we agree on that? They have wheels.
Did you just see Star Wars or something? You got
No, I haven't seen Star
continuity
Wars. But like, they're not hoverboards. Like hoverboards are what they had in Back to the Future 2.
I've never seen it.
Oh my god.
That's the one with the guy from Family Ties.
Oh my god.
And
when are you leaving again?
Monday's my last day.
Oh my god. Have you seen Back to the Future?
No, I've never seen it. I've never seen a Star Wars.
I don't care about that.
I've seen like
More
clips
people
from Star Wars. Like I'm aware of like the plot.
That it's a movie.
No, I know what happened, and like I know there's like planets and like stuff. And
Oh, good for you.
I understand that there's a DeLorean, and Christopher Lloyd is like a disgraced nuclear physicist, and like he's best friends with Marty McFly, and that's not weird at all.
So the hoverboard is like a skateboard that floats.
Okay. Yeah,
over the
no, I
ground,
understand
right?
these are not hoverboards.
They have wheels.
These are like Segways without
the handles.
pedals, or
Yes.
handles.
And the other thing about them, and this is like kind of an old man thing, and this was my old man rant on the Chiefs podcast the other day, but like, people your age, kids these days.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like, can you not walk? Like, are you that lazy?
I can walk. You don't.
I don't mean you,
Who
Andy.
do you see on hoverboards or these things? Let's just call them hoverboards and just leave it at that because we don't have a better name.
Who do you see on these non-handlebar having segways?
Okay. Who do you see on these
non-handlebar having
half-ass
segways?
Yeah.
Athletes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Most of whom are
It's
lazy.
not. It's like it's children.
Do you think Billy Butler has a hoverboard?
No, I don't think so.
handlebar.
I don't think so.
That would be funny to see him on.
Knowing Billy, I think he would be very nervous for something to go awry.
probably would.
I'm sure he's a professional athlete; he can handle it.
Right.
But knowing him, I think he might get a little, jumpy, and he'd be very afraid to like topple over because it would not go unnoticed.
Rusty would be fun on one of those.
Who
things
do you
too.
see on these things?
Athletes.
Children and athletes.
Yeah.
What does that tell you about what we've chosen to do for a living?
I think it's obvious.
You know who you don't see on a hoverboard in the
Adults.
Royals clubhouse?
Rusty.
Chris Young,
Yeah.
Dave Island.
Jersh.
What is this thing? Why Dyson came over and gave me this hoverboard? You don't see. Who don't you see? You don't see Sal Perez on them.
No. That'd be a big crash.
Well, my cousin had one. My cousin got one for Christmas, and I asked if I could ride it, and he looks at me and goes, "How much do you weigh?" And I was like, about 230, being very optimistic. And he was like, "Yeah, you weigh too much. It's like 220 pounds." And I was like, "Oh man,"
Damn
which would explain why Sal's not on one.
Yes, it would.
That's got to be in his contract
And
too.
why Dyson loves it.
Why isn't it in anybody else's contract?
Well, because none of them weigh more than 220 pounds.
Oh, okay. So it's not.
Yeah, they're all about $2 bills. Like,
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
But still, why wouldn't you still put it in their contract?
Well,
They
they're
can't
not.
do
There's
certain
lots of things
things like
in baseball players' no one's allowed to play basketball, but guys play basketball. But
They
that's
all
like
do.
that's generally a thing that like you're not allowed to play. Or I don't know if that's at least it was with the Mets. The thing is like with the Mets, goofy stuff happened all the time. Like players would roll their ankles in January playing basketball and show up like injured, and you'd be like, how'd that happen? You'd be like, I just got injured.
The Royals once had a player on the DL. He got injured kung fu fighting with his brother. That's a true story.
Like kung fu fighting?
That was the story. Kung fu fighting.
Who was this?
Mark Quinn,
Mark Quinn.
who once set off fireworks. I mean, not him literally, but they once set off fireworks at the stadium when he finally walked.
Come on.
Yeah.
What year was this?
I don't know. It was a while ago.
Man, what an interesting team.
Yeah.
They once were.
If only Andy were like 10 years older and could have covered the team.
Yeah. Would have been good.
Yeah.
Man, I could have really mined some humor out of those clubs.
There was a lot of good stuff.
Mark Quinn, they said he had walked.
Yeah, he walked and they set off fireworks. Like they do when you hit a home run.
Was it like on purpose or like was it that guy?
Yeah, it was on
The guy in
purpose.
Cleveland who did that. Remember that? When a Royal hit a home run. And
that poor guy. I felt so bad for him.
The thing that gave him away though is he put his head in his hands. If he had just sat there,
Yeah, stone
stoically,
face.
it's like he would have been like, "No, I'm just security.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Who
this
did
is."
this?
Yeah, I'm gonna go find out the culprit.
Yeah, no poker face on that guy.
Yeah, he was bad. It was bad. It's not good. It's not good. Well, what else you got, Sam?
That's about it.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
good talk, Andy.
This was fun. This might be my last podcast. It's hard to see
You're
me.
working Monday?
Am I going to come in on Monday to do a podcast?
You're on the clock.
What would
Star's
you
gonna get their money's
What would you
worth.
like me to podcast about?
Well, you can stop. We're going to talk Chiefs on Monday, probably.
Oh, that's right.
Playoff game set.
Oh man, I might watch the game too.
Is that
All right?
right?
I'll be in on Monday.
Okay.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
I wish I could have stayed for the whole thing. I like that Therese has like segments and like
Oh, Therese is the best.
Therese is grown ass man of the week.
God, he's
That's
so
great.
excited about yeah.
It's Ron Parker. Ron
My
Parker's
grown
got-
ass man of the game.
Ron Parker's got a great name.
It is a good name.
He seems like he played football in like 1976.
It is a good name. But no, and no offense to Ron Parker, but I think Tamba Hali is the best name on the team.
I sort of like, the Seahawks seem pretty reprehensible, but they have some really good names. Like, I'm forgetting all of them.
Good. Good talk.
What's the guy's name? Bruce Irvin. Great name. That's a great football name.
I don't know. It doesn't do much for me.
It's like Bruce Irvin.
Say it again.
Michael Bennett. That was going to be the name of the George Clooney vehicle, but they went with Michael Clayton. Have you seen Michael
Wait,
Clayton?
is that a true story?
Have you seen Michael Clayton? Have you seen it?
I thought it was okay.
You didn't like Michael Clayton?
I thought it was okay. I didn't I know that this is one of those movies that everybody freaking thinks is unbelievable.
What didn't you like about Michael
I just
Clayton?
didn't do it for me.
What didn't do it for you?
Well, it's been like probably 10 years since I've seen it.
Okay. Well, what are you doing today?
I don't remember. I'm going to go home to a sick wife and toddler, actually.
And put on Michael Clayton.
yeah, that'll be
Say,
great.
kids, let's watch Tony
That'll be great.
Gilroy's masterwork.
The best thing about Michael Bennett is not his name. It's the fact that he does the ravishing Rick Rude dance when he makes a sack.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
that's pretty
awesome.
strong.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong. Wait, he does
amazing.
the hands over the head?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That's
the
Now-
hip gyration.
Now, if he was wearing a pair of football pants that had his own face over his groin, like Rick Rude used to do, then he would be really going for it. But I bet that the NFL would look down on that.
I would be willing to bet that if it was up to Michael Bennett, there would be a picture of Michael Bennett on the crotch of his football pants.
Was Michael Bennett the one who got into a fight with the press after the Super Bowl last year?
Baby, I don't know. That doesn't maybe.
It was like you guys have never
was on
been in
Deadline.
it. Were you? Who won?
The Patriots.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, Seahawks should have ran it.
That was a good game. They should have ran it. Do we ever find out why they didn't?
I don't know. That was before October of this past year, so I don't really remember much.
Remember when the Royals had 7 All-Stars?
yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah. Remember when the Chiefs were 1-5?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. I'll come in
Okay.
on Monday then.
All right.
Yeah, you guys going to do it on Monday?
Yeah, we probably will. Make sure you watch the game
Yep.
and come prepared with your pick for the grown-ass man of the game.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah.
That'll be great. I'll take Jim Nance.
yeah.
Is that who's in that? Wait, is it on ABC or CBS?
No, I think it's going to be Tirico and John Gruden.
Oh, John Gruden.
This guy right here.
Spider Y banana. That's not a good Gruden. Well, Gruden, man. This guy. I'm going to go coach the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't sound like this at all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to watch clips of John Gruden, and then I'm going to do the entire podcast as John Gruden.
Here's what. Can I make a special request right now? Then, will you sign off this podcast? I'll let you choose. Do you want to do it as David Glass or as Rusty?
I'll do it as Rusty.
Okay.
Yeah. This current podcast?
Yeah, right now.
All right.
I know I'm putting you on the spot.
All right, give me a second. Well, okay. Now, all you people listening on your computers at KC Star website, I want you to go. Now, look at that Xbox on the top. Okay. You see that? Okay. Now, take your mouse pad. Okay. You got it? Yeah, it's good. It's a good player. Go. Scroll over to the X button. Click out. It's over. Okay? All right. Thanks.